I am so happy that you're able to join us for this extended interview. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get more killer resources. All right, so we've been talking about landing a remote job for a while now, but the one thing you're probably most curious about is how to learn the online skills you need to land these jobs. I'm not just talking about getting a brief introduction, but learning from actual accredited schools so you can be taken seriously when you apply for these jobs. You've been waiting for a while, and I'm really sorry about that, but I have finally created a whole page listing the best courses to take, from teaching English online to becoming a freelance writer and so much more, all from trusted sources that will get you that remote job. So if you're ready and serious to take the next step, then visit theoffbeatlife.com/learn online skills to get started. Again, you can visit theoffbeatlife.com/learn online skills to get started. Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here for this extended interview with Anahyse, where we're going to be talking about how to build sales funnels using YouTube for your online business. Hey Anahyse, how are you?
I'm awesome, Debbie, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited to talk about this topic because it's really interesting, right? A lot of people talk about getting a blog, a website going, to do sales funnels, even social media. But how can you actually use YouTube to do this? And you were able to do it with your own business. So before we get to that, can you tell us a little bit about you and why you live an offbeat life?
Yes, so I'm Anahyse, and there are two reasons why I live an offbeat life. The first one is I haven't lived in my own country for more than 20 years. I'm from Madagascar. I currently live in France. We might move to a different country in a few months. So that's the first reason. And the other reason is that I have built an online business. I started working online in 2013, first ever as a freelancer. And now I have an English teaching business, and I'm also starting other stuff on the side. So yeah, I do live an offbeat life.
Yeah, you've definitely been all over the world. You've done a lot of different things. And one of the things that you're doing is your online business. And one of the ways that you are able to get your sales is through YouTube. So, can you take us through that and what that actually means? How do you actually get people to pay you for your services, your products by using this platform?
Okay. So, first of all, you have to be super intentional when you start your YouTube channel for your business. And by that, I mean you need to learn how to do it. So, there are different ways to learn that. You can watch videos, take courses, but there are a few things you need to understand about YouTube. And the first thing you need to understand is that it's a search engine. So, you have to think of your YouTube videos the same way you would think about a blog post, which means your titles are important, your descriptions are important, your images are important, and also the consistency with which you post is important. So that's the first thing. Then the other thing that you have to think about immediately when you start is to give people a way to sign up for to your email list. So the way I did it is that as soon as I started making videos, I built a landing page. So for that, there are different tools. I used MailChimp for quite some time. I built this landing page and I said, if you want to get my English grammar guide to get started with learning English, you sign up here. And I mentioned this guide in all my YouTube videos. So, having this call to action is super important. And then I put the link for this freebie in all my descriptions. And this is how I got people to sign up. And of course, at the beginning, since I didn't have a lot of followers, I didn't get so many signups, but progressively, the more videos I made, the more popular my videos became. And now, just to give you an idea, just doing this, nothing else, I get up to 250 to 300 new email subscribers every month.
Wow.
And there are even times when I don't post videos. So it's really effective, but you need to be super consistent for the beginning. So I posted really regularly for, I would say, the first 2 years, to kind of get the machine rolling. And then you can allow yourself to be a little less regular, because YouTube is a library, kind of. So when you create content, and once it's there, people can find it just by searching the right keywords. And so some of my videos that I made 2-3 years ago, people can still see them when they type certain keywords, and I'm still very well ranked on YouTube on certain keywords. So it's a great way for me to get people to sign up passively, even if I don't post videos for a while.
Yeah, I love that because it really is another search engine, right? It's like using Google. And now a lot of people, well, not now, but most of the time, there's a lot of people that are very visual. And instead of, wanting to read it, they really want to see how to actually do it and have someone walk you through it. So that is a really good way to do that as well. So I know you talked about being consistent. Is there a specific number for people to post a month, a week for the content that they are pushing onto the YouTube platform?
So I would say two things that might seem contradictory, but first of all, I would say the more the better. But I also know that not everyone is able to post, 2-3 videos per week. So I would say focus on one you can commit to. And I would say a minimum of one video per week. I think under that, it's complicated to actually be seen, because there are, algorithm stuff and a lot of stuff that's happening on YouTube that we don't know about. But if you manage to post consistently once a week for, let's say 6 months or a year, progressively your videos are starting to be pushed a little more, especially if you worked well on your SEO, descriptions, and everything I mentioned before. And there is also a point where this is what I noticed, because you can become a YouTube partner when you reach, I think it's 1,000 subscribers and a certain, hours of watch time that I don't have in mind. But I noticed that when I reached this threshold, my growth was really exponential, so it took me about a year to get to 1,000 subscribers, but then it took me less than 2 years to get to 5,000 and 7,000. And to be honest with you, I don't even have so many subscribers. I think right now I have about 7,000 subscribers or 8,000, but it's enough for me to be able to make a living, because once people sign up for my freebie or my newsletter, this is where the magic happens, because then I can sell directly to them, and I can deepen this relationship that we've started building on YouTube. So YouTube is just a way for me to be seen. People can experience my style of teaching, and they can decide whether I'm the kind of teacher that they want. And then, like I said, the magic happens when I send my emails and newsletters and all these things.
Yeah. And that's the really important thing is YouTube allows you to build trust with people. If you are giving information away for free that is super valuable for them, then they're going to be interested in doing your opt-ins, buying services or products that you have that they want more of, right? And I think that is a really great way to market yourself in that sense. And, it is work, but it's good one because it can be passive later on, especially if it's a digital product that you already have. You create one time and then that's it. And then you just keep selling it over time. So for the content itself on YouTube, is there any, I know you mentioned at least one post a week, does it matter how long the content is, or is there like a threshold? You can't go over a certain time, you can't go below a certain time for the videos that you're going to be posting?
So really the length doesn't really matter. It depends on the intention that you have behind the content. For example, I have made some live videos that were over an hour or even an hour and a half, a kind of masterclass style, and they did very well. But I also made some shorter videos, 10 to 15 minutes, where I was just teaching, like a grammar thing or how to say this or job interview stuff or, specific topics. So it's also good to experiment and mix it up, because I think each video has an intention. So if you're clear on the intention, then it doesn't really matter how long the video is. And what I noticed actually is that my most successful video, the most watched video on my channel, is the longest one, which I would never have thought. But as it happens, people love this video because it goes in depth on certain topics, whereas some shorter videos, which I thought were, easier to digest and I thought they would do better, well, actually they don't, maybe because it's not specific enough. So you really need to experiment, because it will depend on your topic and also on your audience. So just try stuff and publish stuff and you'll see.
Love it. So, are there any other tips that you would like to share with us regarding sales funnels and how to use that to build your business on YouTube?
On YouTube, obviously. Yeah. So I would say, because a lot of people are very scared to start for many weird reasons. I don't want to show my face. I don't feel, pretty enough, especially women, or I don't feel this or that. So there are so many things, so many ways, to make YouTube videos. You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. You can just do a screen share, record your voice. So my tip would be to try to find the way that works for you. Experiment with that at first. And then with experience, you will get more confidence. The confidence comes with experience. So if you're not confident right now, do it and you'll get confident later. So that would be my tip. And then also one thing that I noticed is that it's super important to actually respond to people who sign up to your email list and then send you emails. So when they receive the freebie, there is an email sequence, right? So I send 3 emails, I introduce myself, I give some tips, and then the third email will be like, who are you? And let me know what your pain points are, and let's have a talk, some kind of call to action. And then I receive some novels from people explaining to me why it's so difficult for them to speak English, blah, blah, blah. And what I noticed is that the more I respond and the more sales I make, basically. So yeah.
Love that. Yeah. That's the thing, right? You just have to make sure that you're responding, you're there for your community, and I think that's really what's appreciated the most from them as well. Well, thank you so much, Anahyse, for sharing all of this with us. If our listeners want to learn more about you, where can they find you?
Yeah, so they can find me mostly on LinkedIn and now more on Instagram. I've decided to, play around with Instagram this year. So they can find me at Anahyse France on LinkedIn, same on Instagram. And I also have a journaling freebie that I'm promoting. So I'm shameless plug here. They can find it on my website at anahysefrance.com/journaling. And, they will be able to set their goals for the year and all these things.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Anahyse. And of course, we're going to add all of this on to your show notes. We really appreciate all the tips that you gave us. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed this extended interview with Anahyse. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get the full interview where she shares how she was able to gain freedom as a language teacher and an online business coach. Hey friend, have you been wanting to start a podcast? I know it can be overwhelming in the beginning. Believe me, I have been there. Lucky for you, we have created a new site called howtocreateapodcast.com that shares a ton of freebies that can help you get started. From launching, growing to monetizing, we share it all in one place. Visit howtocreateapodcast.com for more information. Thanks for joining me on this extended interview. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. We can also chat some more on Facebook at The OB Life. I'll talk to you soon.